I want each one of us to pick out certain habits or key themes which are important for us to develop successful startups. So to start with, I thought it's important for us to know the importance of developing a very strong personal brand. Because usually when you operate a company, we take too much time to market the product as well as the company, whilst forgetting our own personal brand. Now you may want to ask, why is it important for us to have a good personal brand? Well, the answer is simple. People will only buy from you if they like you. It's as simple as that. So if people have never heard about you, they don't know who you are, chances are they will not buy into your ideas. And most importantly, they will not even buy the product. That's why most often we see renowned entrepreneurs such as Strive CEO, of course, from Zimbabwe. They take a lot of time to write personal articles on Facebook. It's not for fun, but they want to create a certain perception of them in the minds of all thinking clients. Perception is everything. Then secondly, it's also important for us to realize that building a successful startup is based on us being able to do a lot of reading. It's about learning. Because you realize that a company has got certain forces, either internal ones or external, which have got a very negative effect on the company if not well managed. So today, if I decide to start up my own company, certain assumptions that I'll use to start my business may change tomorrow. So I have to be aware all the time of what's happening in my environment. Is it internally or externally? So it calls for a lot of learning. Then the third point I also wanted to share is the fact that all of us, when we start our businesses, the biggest mistake that we make is the failure to delegate. We want to be everything in a company. So this particular time you want to be CEO, the next day you'll be seeing operating a machine, the following day you'll be in finance, the other day you'll be handling legal issues. Successful businesses don't work like that. You have to delegate. Maybe to make it more practical, a business is like what happens between a mother and a child. When a child is born, the mother obviously is very close to the child. In most cases, you see her not even allowing people to play with the child. The child will not even be allowed to, for instance, go out for holidays. The idea is that the mother wants to create a certain bond with the child. But of course, as the child grows, you see her giving the child a bit of time. The child will be allowed to play on their own. They'll be going for holidays, things like that. So the same applies to a business. In its infancy, we can do all those things. But when the business starts growing, we need to delegate certain functions to people that we think can do exactly what we ourselves can do in terms of succeeding. Then the last point I also wanted to share is that it's very important for us to have effective structures in the organization. Most startups have got no structures. If you come to my company, for instance, it will be very difficult for you to tell who's responsible for what because there are no structures. But of course, when we are young, we can get away with it, but as we grow, it becomes very difficult because then, how does information flow through the organization? How does the leadership themes at top management translate into what the guys at the bottom are supposed to be doing? There has to be a structure in place. And it's critical that a working structure is developed because one, it improves the efficiency of the organization. Then secondly, it improves on the accountability as well. So as we are seated here, I want all of us to think about this. We are the 25 of us. In case we didn't know, the ideas that we have in this room have got the potential to transform Africa. But of course, that will only happen if we reach a stage where we are able to develop and create sustainable businesses, which will not only be there today, but will also be there tomorrow. All right? And on the back of that again, if you think about all these successful people, the key takeaway for all of us this morning is that, unfortunately, in this life, there are two things that we can do. We can't just show up and expect things to happen. It doesn't work like that. And unfortunately, the other biggest thing is that in this life, unfortunately, we don't just